Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I'm having deja vu, especially telling this particular story, because this story is eerie similar to a story we did. I have the date pulled up on August the 29th of 2021. Very similar. And in that story, there was a mother who had passed away from what we believe to be from some opioids. There were opioids that were found in the house. She passed away while her newborn baby died laying on her chest, and they didn't find this mother until like 2 to 3 days later. And the baby had survived by biting and chewing and gnawing on its hand, trying to find sustenance to survive. The baby went into survival mode. Now, why do I bring that video up? In the video, if you want to find it, it's called Newborn Baby Survives by Biting Hands While Laying on Dead Mother's Body for Days. It's a very short video. It's a very powerful video. And I believe this one is probably going to be just as equal magnitude, because the woman that you see on my screen, in my opinion, it seems like she passed away the same way. But they're trying to rule it that she died from natural causes. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This doesn't sound like natural causes. Not at 19 years old. Is it possible that you could just slump over and die? Yeah, anybody can. Yes. And death does not have an age attached to it. Death does not have a number. She's 19 years old. But let me tell you the story, and then I'll tell you my theory. Out of Milwaukee, and authorities found a woman dead with her baby still alive, and the mother may have died of natural causes. And they say may, so they might have to change that. The body of 19-year-old Audrey Davis was discovered Thursday morning near 27th in Wisconsin. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office say an autopsy showed no signs of trauma. All that means is that it doesn't look like somebody did anything physical to her, or maybe she didn't do anything physical to herself. While natural causes appear to be her cause of death, results are still pending. And let me reiterate this. Results are still pending for her toxicology. The reason why that's huge is because a lot of you guys know that I lost a friend of mine last year, and she lost a close friend of hers, and both of these people together were very well loved and very well known in Oklahoma City, and they lost their lives due to trying to pop some pills to chill, relax, kick it, whatever it was, and those pills happened to be laced with a product called fentanyl. And we've talked about fentanyl all year long, even last year. It's very powerful, extremely powerful, that just the dust can kill an adult. And there are a bunch of pills that are going around that are laced. As a matter of fact, I've even heard stories. I don't know if some of you guys have heard this. There have been individuals who have already been arrested who were intentionally lacing pills with fentanyl. Absolutely disgusting. Davis, 3-month-old child, and we don't have a name for the baby yet, but the child was found laying on a bed and appeared to be very dehydrated. Milwaukee police are investigating the death of the woman found in her apartment with the child next to her, with the child alive next to her on Thursday, October 14th, which was only about 2 or 3 days ago. Police responded to the area of 27th in Wisconsin around 6:55 a.m. Thursday for a call regarding a foul odor coming from the apartments. Remember I told you guys about the smell of death and a dead body? It is unmistakable, and it is impossible to not smell. Only a crazy person can be around the smell, like that type of odor, and not immediately think that something is wrong. When the police got there, they had to force entry into the apartment, and they located her body along with the young baby, believed to be about 2 or 3 months old. And that's about the only image I have of that baby. And that's the latest image of that baby right there. So you guys can use your imagination for the rest. First responders reportedly rushed the infant to Children's Wisconsin to receive immediate care, but the baby is expected to be okay. But not the mother. And I'm going to tell you guys, I have a theory, and I believe, just like some of my friends, just like some of these other stories, that this mother might have been using some illicit drugs that might have been tainted with a product called fentanyl. I can even tell you guys a little bit of my story when it comes to fentanyl here in just a moment. But give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Yes, and I know some people are asking right now, you said, and some of these questions I've already answered, so I'm sorry if you didn't catch it. The baby they believed to be about 2 to 3 months old. And yes, the mother was 19 years old. Just had a baby, no husband. Go figure. If you guys are listening, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. Share this story and let more people know that we're here. So for as many people who are watching, that's how many thumbs up we want to have, okay? I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. So if you can't handle that, I get it, I understand. But let me show you guys the news videos first, okay?
A tragic story in Milwaukee tonight where police say they found the 19-year-old body of a woman dead in her apartment, her baby still alive. Stephanie Haynes spoke to neighbors who made the call.
It was the smell coming from an apartment in this building near 29th and Wisconsin that prompted neighbors to call the police Thursday morning.
I live right across the hall from her. Our apartments almost face each other.
Okay.
And so we was smelling a funny smell, you know.
Okay.
So we always kind of getting on edge.
When police arrived, they found a 19-year-old woman dead and a baby alive.
As the smell got stronger, I knew it was the smell of death. I know that smell.
Did you ever hear the baby cry?
No, that's strange. That is very strange. And when they was kicking the door and bam like that, that baby still never cried. The baby cried when they picked it up.
Police took the baby to the hospital to get checked out. The maintenance worker told us off camera he thinks the baby is about 3 months old. He said the woman hadn't lived at this apartment complex very long and said he hadn't seen her in a few days. What do you say to her family?
The family already been here, half of them, and I don't know what to say.
It makes me very sad that happened. Now they got a baby somewhere that don't have a mom.
We don't know how the woman died or how long she had been there until the medical examiner finishes an autopsy. In the meantime, neighbors are desperate to know what happened.
Nobody even knows really what happened. You know, it's a big apartment building. A lot of people in there.
If I don't see you 3 to 4 days, I'm going to check on you. I'm going to check on you. And I feel like as neighbors, we should do that more.
In Milwaukee, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News.
Thanks for joining us on TMJ4 News at 4. I'm Steve Shamraz. A heartbreaking story to bring you at the top of this hour. Milwaukee police say they found a 19-year-old mother dead this morning. Her baby was still alive and has been taken to the hospital for evaluation. This was all happening at an apartment complex near 28th in Wisconsin. Police say they were there to check on reports of a bad smell. No word yet on the baby's condition or how mom died. We do have a crew at the scene right now working to learn more about what happened.
So I guess what this means is if you smell something, say something. Does that have to be our new hashtag? Rather than if you see something, say something. If you smell something, say something. The smell of death, and some people in the chat already understand what that smell is like. There is nothing else that smells like death at all. It's an unforgettable, unbelievable smell. Very distinctive. Very, very bad smell. The type of stuff that could give you nightmares. You smell that, and you should absolutely be on the phone with the damn authorities. There's no way that this should go days and days and days, people living there, and didn't think to call.
And we begin with breaking news. Milwaukee police say they found a 19-year-old woman dead in her apartment and her baby alive.
Stephanie Haynes is live at 28th in Wisconsin with the latest on the story. Stephanie.
Police say they took the baby to the hospital to make sure he or she is okay. Meantime, neighbors in this apartment building say they called the police because of a smell that was coming from the woman's apartment. So police say they got the call around 7 this morning. They went inside the woman's apartment. That's where they found the 19-year-old woman and a baby. A maintenance man said the woman hadn't lived here for very long. He hadn't seen her in a few days, and he thinks the baby was about 3 months old. Neighbors say this is tragic, and they need to look out for each other more.
If I don't see you 3 to 4 days, I'm going to check on you. I'm going to check on you. And I feel like as neighbors, we should do that more.
I live right across the hall from her. Our apartments almost face each other.
Okay.
And so we was smelling a funny smell, you know.
Okay.
So we always kind of getting on edge here.
You never heard the baby cry?
No, she pretty much stayed to herself.
Police are still investigating. We do not know how she died. That is something that we're going to find out once the medical examiner does an autopsy. For now, live in Milwaukee, Stephanie Haynes, TMJ4 News.
Thank goodness for those alert neighbors. Stephanie, thank you very much.
9th in Wisconsin. 12 News' Hillary Mintz tells us what neighbors did to possibly save the baby's life.
Because that is death. I know what death smells like.
Sensing something was wrong, Vera Cowley says she called police Thursday morning.
As soon as they got there, they smelled the smell, and they bust the door down.
Once inside the apartment, first responders found the body of 19-year-old Audrey Davis.
I heard the man say, the fire department say, it's a baby in here.
My bad. Let me tell you guys something. I got to be real with y'all here just for a moment. I know the mic wasn't on. My bad. But I got to be real honest, and I mean no disrespect to the residents that lived here. But I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't believe that the smell just one day got strong as hell, and then they decided to call police. Here's what I believe. I believe that the smell had been there for a while, and it got progressively worse and worse and worse by the hour, by the day, and then eventually once they couldn't take it anymore, then they decided to call police. They decided to call police, and that smell had been around. And matter of fact, somebody in the chat said you could smell that death smell from a distance. It is indescribable. It is extremely bad. And now y'all, I know y'all remember that story that we told up in the Philly area about the man who got a ride from a lady, and that lady had decomposing bodies in her car of those little kids. And he said he knew that the car smelled horrible, but he needed a ride. And I don't mean to harp on the brother, because I know he understands where I'm coming from. So I'm sorry that I'm bringing that back up. But we become so disconnected when you smell that and you could ignore it like it's the wildest thing ever. We just have to be way more aware than that.
But her 3-month-old baby boy, possibly alone for days, was alive. Do you think you saved this little baby's life?
I think so. When they found that baby, I just burst out crying.
I think they got lucky, to be honest with you. Baltimore, thank you. That was Baltimore. My bad. Not Philly. It was Baltimore. In the same vicinity, but that was Baltimore for sure. Be more. Yes, they saved this baby's life. I think they got lucky. They got very, very lucky.
Baby had been in there for several days. That's amazing.
Another neighbor took these pictures of mom and baby Sunday. It was the last time she saw them together.
She came in with the baby, and I spoke to her because I was like, Audrey, let me see the baby. She said, wait 1 minute. And she went in the house, but she never came back out. I'm like, man, something is wrong. I ain't seen Audrey or heard from Audrey. Something is not right.
The baby was taken to Children's Hospital to be checked out. It's unclear right now how this woman died. The medical examiner's office is investigating, and police, as you can see on scene here, still trying to figure out what happened. The medical examiner's office says the mother's death is being called suspicious. Family members were too distraught to speak on camera, but neighbors...
There you go. They named the death suspicious. That's a start for my theory.
Say they're just thankful the baby survived.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle because we ain't heard that baby cry.
I'm just glad I got that baby out of there.
In Milwaukee, Hillary Mintz, WISN 12 News.
That is our big story at 10. We're learning more about a 19-year-old woman found dead inside her Milwaukee apartment.
Her infant son was found alive. Cassidy Williams has more on how police made that discovery.
Neighbors tell me they smelled something horrible coming from this apartment for days. They knew a baby was inside and dialed 911.
I said, y'all got to get over here right now. ASAP. It's death downstairs.
Vera Cowley knew something wasn't right when the smell from the apartment below her kept getting worse.
She really don't smell death until it sits a week like she did.
You notice they said when the smell got worse, then she called. So if she knows the smell of death, like she says she does, and Vera, I mean, no disrespect, sweetheart, but if you know it that well, the moment that you smell something that smelled off, you should have been calling the police. Again, that's why I said they got lucky, but they're calling her a hero. I'm not trying to pee on her parade, but I'm sorry, I don't want to make her out and to be a heroine either. She got lucky, and they let that smell linger and linger and linger. If there's any smell at all, I'm sorry. If I live in an apartment complex, if you can smell it, if you smell something, say something. That's going to be our new hashtag. If you smell something, say something. What do y'all think that the mother died from? I have a theory. Tell you about it here in a minute. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section.
And that's when I knew.
Vera called 911 Thursday morning. When police arrived, they found a 19-year-old woman dead. Her baby also inside, alive. Police say he was taken to the hospital to be checked.
She just had him on July 4th, so that's why it was kind of puzzling to me, like how did she die?
Paige Martin says she knew the woman for years. She came by the apartment Thursday when she heard, looking for answers.
I just don't know what happened. She was just saying, like, she always been that type of person, like, I'm gonna make it to 20. Like, I'm gonna make it to 21. I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it.
As police...
What? I didn't hear this the first time. Let me rewind this. What kind of conversation is that? Let me let y'all hear this again.
She was just saying, like, she always been that type of person, like, I'm gonna make it to 20. Like, I'm gonna make it to 21. I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it. I was just saying, like, she always been that type of person, like, I'm gonna make it to 20. Like, I'm gonna make it to 21. I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it.
What kind of stupid ass conversation is that? Come on, please. Somebody please tell me, am I tripping? What kind of stupid conversation are y'all having? I'm gonna make it to 21. Who talks like that? Huh? What?
Looking for answers.
I just don't know what happened.
Thank you. Somebody in the chat caught it. What kind of lifestyle were you living in order to even have a mindset like that? Again, we're talking about the narrative of what caused the mother's death. They said it's suspicious. I have a theory. Let's listen at this stupid conversation again.
She was just saying, like, she always been that type of person, like, I'm gonna make it to 20. Like, I'm gonna make it to 21. I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it.
As police investigate, Martin is remembering her life.
She was...
Oh my god. Look, now y'all gonna get mad at me. Look, I know y'all gonna get... Don't you do it, damn it. Don't you do it. Stop. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you do it. Don't you get mad at me because I'm about to talk about this random ass doorknob that the news station Fox6now.com decided to zoom in on that doorknob that looks like it came from World War I. Not even World War II. That would look like it came out of World War I. Come on, man. Now, I understand that the residents might be poor, but damn, like, does the apartment complex, y'all can't take out a loan to get a regular freaking door? Oh my goodness. Y'all couldn't take out a PPP loan to fix the damn doorknob? Come on, man. Really? Y'all couldn't get no pandemic relief to at least put some nails in the damn door guard? Golly. Look, I'm going to rewind this because I know, look, don't you start. Stop it. Don't you start. Don't sit there and act like that you watch this and you realized, why did they show that door until I brought it up? Look at this again. Why would they just zoom in on the door? That boy, oof. Young lady, I'm sorry. I know they caught you at a bad moment. I don't mean no disrespect, sister. But damn. Damn.
I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it.
As police investigate, Martin is remembering her life.
She was real loving.
Why did they zoom in on that World War II doorknob? Look at that.
I ain't gonna die. I'm gonna make it.
As police investigate, Martin is remembering her life.
She was real loving, sweet, kind, real.
And Cowley hopes this is a reminder to look out for each other.
I feel like as neighbors to one another, we should love one another and check on one another more.
We should learn more once the autopsy is complete. Reporting from Milwaukee, Cassidy Williams, Fox 6 News.
Milwaukee police have not yet released that woman's name as they work to contact her family.
Well, we've already put her name out there, so I guess the family already knows. Here's my theory for everybody who came to hear my commentary about the news and not just the damn news. Here we go. I believe that this woman, just like a lot of other young black folks, I can't speak for every other community. I come from the black community, so I can speak on things that pertain to the black community. I know people say, other people do it too in their communities. Well, fine, that could be the case, but I'm going to focus on what I know. And I know that our people have a propensity to do a lot of smoking weed that's laced with stuff, drink stuff, like drinking lean, which is a big thing out here in Texas. I don't know how we're in 2021 and niggas is still drinking lean. Like, I didn't even know that was something we were still doing. Drinking that purple stuff, right? But this ain't purple stuff. This is ISO detox tea, not purple stuff. Anyway, this ain't purple stuff either. That's ocean spray, not purple stuff. We also have a propensity to pop pills, pop mollies, pop zannies, pop this, pop that, pop pussy. We do a whole lot of popping things, right? That we shouldn't be. Including that last thing. It's actually a pretty good joke. But I'm going to assume that this mother was not forced into taking any drugs. I think she took something that was laced. It was laced with fentanyl. That is a mere guess. But I'm assuming when the real full report comes out, I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to hear. That it was something she took, it was in her system, and it knocked her out. Here's the other portion about where I was going to tell you guys a little about my personal story. Sip it on some scissor. Yeah, exactly. Promethazine and all of that other crazy stuff. Anyway, my personal story. I had to go in for a procedure recently to check on my health, to make sure that I'm good because I care about my health. I'm a grown-ass man, and I'm like, hey, look, we got to start taking better care of our health, of our blood pressure, of our weight, what we eat, what we drink, how we sleep. We got to start taking care. Like, everybody can relate to that message, okay? We got to do better. But I'm just proactive about mine because I want to do better because I haven't always done very well by my health, okay? But they gave me something in order to do this procedure that was going to put me to sleep for a small amount of time, and they said about 30 minutes. So they ended up giving me some stuff, and I took it, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to see how long this is going to take. I'm going to try to fight it. They're asking me questions. I'm talking to them. Next thing I know, I'm lifting my head up like, what happened? Oh, you're done. I'm like, what just happened? And I remember that they told me that the stuff that they had given me, and I knew this beforehand, so I don't want y'all to think that they slipped me something. They didn't. I knew that it had a very small, very hard to calculate, like, I forget the measurement of it, but there was a very small measurement of fentanyl in what they gave me. I mean, it was so small, like it was like 4 or 5 something. I don't know what you call it. Very, very tiny. Like, you'd have to look it up under a microscope. That's how small it was. And I'm going to tell you, that stuff knocked me out so quick, I didn't even know what happened. It was kind of good to the point of where, okay, they were able to do what they needed to do. I wake up, everything is fine. I woke up, I was able to stand, walk, talk, do everything. Eat, drink, everything. I was good. The scary part about it was how easily it took you down, like it was Chris Brown. Take you down. Almost like you was on South Park. Y'all remember Chef on South Park? I want to make love to you, woman. Want to take you down by the fire. When they took me down by the fire, and I didn't even micrograms. I don't know what it was, but it was something I was like, damn, like, that did it? And had me out. Just like Punch Out. Mario was just standing over me just counting. 1, 2. I was out. And didn't even, and it was so smooth. It was so smooth. I didn't even feel myself laying down. I didn't feel myself get dizzy. I didn't feel myself get sleepy. I didn't feel a damn thing. That's what scared me after the fact. That's what's, y'all said micrograms. That's what scared me after the fact. It was that smooth. And to know that 5 micrograms of fentanyl was able to put me out, and I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'3". I was about 290 pounds. I'm closer to about 270, 280 now because I'm losing weight. But able to put somebody like me completely down. Could y'all imagine having enough powder on these pills that these young folks continue to keep taking and popping, and it knock them out like that and they don't even feel it? They just wake up and they're sitting next to Jesus. That's all she wrote. You leave behind your kids. You leave behind your family. You leave behind your loved ones. You leave behind everybody in the blink of an eye. And you don't think it's going to do that. But this is also should serve as a lesson. And I want y'all to remember, the reason that I'm talking about this is because we can't save this mother's life. But guess whose life we can save? Another mother who might be doing the same thing that she did. What we suspect that she did. It could save somebody else's life. The point is not to try to bring back these lives. The point is to try to go out into the world tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the month after to try to save more lives. That's what we believe in doing at the AFC every single day. Dedicate our lives to advocating for children first and making our world a better place each and every moment that we get an opportunity to do so. I hope you guys listen to the story with an open mind as well as an open heart. To the family and friends of this young mother, I definitely wish her an RIP. Audrey Davis was a very, very, very young mother. In my opinion, 19 is just too young to be a parent. It's too young to pass away. To that baby, I hope that that baby ends up in the hands of somebody who is going to raise this baby to the fullest potential, and that this baby can grow up and become something great and make its mother proud. Thank y'all so much for listening to this story. See you guys on the next story, okay? Thank you.